Guys, have you tried Vite Ramen? I love these noodles. They're high in protein and fiber, which is nice, but most importantly, they taste delicious. Now, these guys have another product to get excited about, Naked Nudes. These are high-protein noodles that make up the base of Vite Ramen and now are sold as a separate product. Naked Nudes by Vite Kitchens has 23 grams of high-quality plant-based complete proteins, more fiber than 2 cups of broccoli, and they're loaded with B vitamins and iron. Naked Nudes were created with the approval of registered dietitian nutritionists because eating healthy should be effortless and delicious. If you're looking for instant protein, instant nutrition, and instant satisfaction, give Vite Ramen a try today. Visit viteramen.com/Chael or just click on the link below. Do not forget to use the promo code Chael at checkout. That's going to give you free shipping in the US and 10% off. Second time, guys. Second time I've heard the same thing. I ignored it yesterday. I came in here, sat down, and talked to you guys. My Main Street cup of coffee here, put a little creamer in it. My partner Ryan says the same thing to me yesterday, and I blew it off, but I'm not going to blow it off today. You want to know what Ryan said to me? He read me a quote along the vein of Jon Jones' career soon to be over. But it was the same thing. It wasn't because USADA got him. It wasn't because he made enough money or had enough memories. It was that he beat everybody and there was nothing left to prove. Now, the reason I ignored this yesterday is because I understand that Jon Jones is not fighting for the championship and he's not fighting for the legacy, right? I mean, all of those things could exist, but if the money doesn't, he doesn't. He's fighting for the money. Floyd Mayweather is doing the same thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I just share for you, if a guy is going to leave a sport, the last reason he generally leaves, particularly combat, is because he wants to. There's something, there's very many examples that you could give me going back to ever and even bring boxing into it. Ever. I just don't think there's very many examples that you could give me. Guys had the ability to leave, or a guy proved it, or the guy won it, or a guy proved his point a second time over. We've seen all of those things. But to walk out when there's still money to be made, for most fighters, it just doesn't happen, which is why I dismissed it with Jon. And don't think I'm teasing Floyd, by the way, that Floyd's fighting for money. But the only thing in sport, in my time of it, to be more embellished than the pay-per-view buy of Mayweather-McGregor, the only thing more embellished is Floyd's net worth. It simply isn't true. And you got to go fight. And you got to do it for the money. So why do I think that Jon won't? Well, I don't know. I guess because Dana finally spoke up on it. Dana said if Jon goes out there and he beats Stipe, I could imagine that he doesn't come back. Now, guys, I don't think we're going to cross that bridge. And to have interesting fights for Jon Jones is nothing more than the right guy on a microphone. The right guy on a microphone, and all of a sudden, Jon's got another huge fight. But Dana knows good and well he's given him 3 years, and nobody in the division could do it. It wasn't just that they didn't cut a promo on Jon Jones. They didn't cut a captivating promo on Jon Jones. They didn't cut a promo that went viral. It wasn't just that. They didn't cut the promo, period. Period. Nobody has built an interest. Nobody. None. Now, you could do it real quickly. But if you're going to use the last 3 years as your pool, you're going to use that as a trajectory to the future, you're going to look, oh man, I'm burned. It hasn't happened. It's not going to happen. And it really does put you in a very different world. Because where I hope your minds are going, guys, and where my mind went, I'm not stuck on Jon. I'm not stuck on Jon and Stipe. I'm not stuck on what happens to Jon after he goes out there and competes with Stipe. I'm not stuck there at all. I'm forced to understand the concept of how important opponents are in this business. And it's an idea that I resist personally. It's an idea that I resist because in today's world of social media, getting a message out is as simple as the snap of a fingers. And therefore, if you had 2 guys doing something interesting, well, cage fighting is interesting. But if you had 2 guys doing cage fighting, which we deemed to be interesting, and something important was on the line, well, the championship's pretty important. Right? You start to check these things. I go, I can make it work. Give me two guys, give me an ability to tell the story, and I could make it work. But in all fairness, as much as I want that to be true, it's not. And if we're starting to look just at the point that my partner Ryan made or that Dana White made, which is what is Jon Jones going to have left to prove? What's he going to have left to do winning if he beats Stipe? It's a fair question, but we can't stop at Jon, right? That's where the lesson in this is. The lesson is we can't stop at Jon. We haven't had Jon for 3 years. And if 3 years from now we don't have Jon again, you understand? Everything moves right along. But Jon isn't the only one left without a number of compelling fights. I would have to turn this back over, right? If Dana himself could see Jon doing one more fight with Stipe, the only guy in the division who's known, and then say, man, it's not worth my risk. I don't love this enough, and risking losing to either Sergey or Sergey isn't worth it. If that's so for Jon, how quick are meaningful matches gone for Ngannou? How many more meaningful matches exist for Tyson Fury? Who is an opponent that you believe you could sell and draw and put against Deontay Wilder? And all of a sudden, you do start to be left with the reality of what Dana White is hinting towards. Dana's not making a projection for us at all. He's gearing himself up. That have had to redo a division because this guy's vacated before. He's getting himself there. He understands I've given heavyweights 3 years, and I got some damn good heavyweights. Well, I got skilled guys. I got guys that can wrestle. I got guys that can box. I got guys that can do everything. They can't build interest. Not one of them. It's not a matter, guys, that in 3 years, the heavyweights have cut a bad promo about Jon Jones, about wanting to be in there, about why he shouldn't get to cut the line, about why if he cuts the line, why they should be next. It's not that they haven't cut a compelling promo. I haven't got to bring Aspinall in it, and you guys know I give him a pass. Aspinall came out and did the opposite. He said coming off of a loss, and as young as he is, it wouldn't be right for him to do that. He wasn't just talking about Jon, he was talking about Ngannou. And you know what? Tom is coming off of a loss, and he is just young enough that I actually did understand it when he said it. But Tuivasa gets interest versus absolutely anybody. I mean, I guess we're all drinking to the idea that the days of Derek Lewis are now behind us. Is that what we're doing here? All right, what's the excuse you're going to make for Blades? X's and O's. That is the hardest fight Jon has on the roster. Right there, Curtis Blades, not even a discussion. Not even remotely a discussion. In fact, Sir Curtis has a next match. That match hasn't even been named as the match to pay attention to. So if time is in fact taken for Jon, if he doesn't want to take those big risks, but doesn't want to go out there with guys who are less known, that's going to be a reality that we might have to face. But if it's true for Jon, it's going to be just as true, only faster for Francis.